Hi everyone, nice to see you. It's been a while, it always is. Got a bit more energy than I did last time. That was Boxing Day. It was a pretty hot few days we had there, and so I think I was probably a little depleted, but not anymore. Fresh, back at it. I've got a few things to show you, a few different hauls from different locations. I've got an auction lot, I've got a few road trip hauls and a little bit of jewellery. So hopefully you'll have time to sit down and join me as I go through what I've found. I still haven't quite got the nerve to film myself shopping and talking to myself because yeah, I do watch other people doing that and I think it's great, but every time I go into a op shop or a antique shop and it's so quiet, the thought of me walking around talking to myself, yeah, it's just not something I can do. Not at the moment. Anyway, hopefully this is enough to keep you happy. All right, so I just hope you're all well. Hope you had a great break, and if you're back at work, I'm sorry, or it's great, depending on if you love your job. All right, so first up, I wanted to tack on a little something from the last video. If you watched that video, you would have seen I found the Gempo pig teapot, which I thought was adorable. And so I went sourcing online actually to see if I could find the matching milk and sugar, and I did, and I want to show you them. They're so cute. So here they are. This one is the same as the teapot with the little open mouth. It's so sweet and in such good condition. And then this one, look, it's absolutely cute as, got a little curly tail, but I'm not sure how I feel about this. Feels a little aggressive. But anyway, they look lovely and obviously they'll go super well, excuse me, reaching, with this guy. So this is up in my Etsy shop right now. I'm going to sell them as a set if you are interested in them as a set. If not, well, somebody else might. So we'll leave them for the time being. All right, the next thing I'm going to show you is an auction lot that I got. I actually got two auction lots in one. I was lucky enough to win 2 lots. And the first lot was a pottery lot. And I got it because it had a bit of Swedish pottery in it. So the first thing that it had, which is in my little thumbnail, is this gorgeous vase. This is from Soholm. It is lovely, beautifully marked on the bottom, fantastic glaze, nice and sort of tactile. Look at the colours, so nice. So extremely happy with that. That's going to go in my Etsy shop shortly. I also got this. Although it doesn't look terribly exciting, it's absolutely beautiful. It's Niels Thorsen. He's a prolific designer and maker for Royal Copenhagen, and it's got like this really subtle blue glaze along the bottom, and then there's like a white edge along the rim. It's just really sweet and gorgeous to hold. So I think I'm going to add this to my personal collection of small vases, miniature vases. So I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. I might tack that on the end just so you can understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, very happy with that. I initially bid on the lot because I wanted this. This is the Royal Copenhagen, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen these before. This is another Niels Thorsen design. I love these. I would love to start collecting these, or at least being able to stock them in my shop a little bit. So I was very happy to win that lot. And again, it's got that beautiful kind of, neutral glaze, matte glaze, which I really like. You can feel it's, again, very tactile. So yeah, super happy with that. I also got a glass lot. And I got the glass lot mainly for this little guy. So this is Bertie Valonen for Costa Boda. It's called the Galaxy series. It's got a lovely kind of shiny luster top, and it has 2 little stickers on the bottom still. So Costa Boda and David Jones Oh, back in the day, I remember when David Jones used to sell stuff on the top level at Woden. And in the city, I guess. I don't think they do that anymore. Not like this. But yeah, so it's $49.95 back in the day, according to this label. And it's in my Etsy shop as well. So if there's any glass collectors out there who would like to add this, or if you want to start your glass collection, yeah, she's in there ready to go. I also got this vase, and again, you're probably going to be slightly underwhelmed, but this design has been copied and reproduced for about 30 years now. I think you probably get them in Target, Kmart, definitely Temu, God help us. But it's actually originally from Finn crystal. So it's from Finland, Finnish crystal. This is a beautiful thick, you can see it's much thicker than any that you'd get these days. Classic shape. It did have a sticker. Unfortunately, it's come off. It was barely hanging on, and I did wash it. Not the sticker, but I washed the rest of it, and unfortunately I knocked it off. But I'll put some information on the screen here to show you what it would have looked like. So if you do see anything like this out and it's got a nice sort of thick feel to it, it does still have a rim because it's, a seam because it is mold blown. But yeah, great, lovely. And it'll look amazing, you know, it's so simple and classic design. I also got a set of 2 Home Guard glasses, and I'll just show you those. So I got 3 of these, and 2 of them are in boxes, and the design is the Charlotte Amelie, and again it's got a Home Guard sticker on the bottom. Beautiful. Just a great size too, not too big, not too small. I'll be keeping one for myself because it's the unboxed one, and then the other 2 I'll pop on Etsy, and that won't be too long. That should be up by the time I've posted this video. So that was my auction lots. And then I went to a place called Art by Anders, which if you're local to Canberra, you've probably heard of or been there. It's in Queanbeyan, and it's on the way down to the coast road, the back way through Queanbeyan. So it's a bit of a funny little place. It's run by Anders and Helen. Anders is an artist, and he also is a motorbike enthusiast. So a few years ago, the last time I went there, it was predominantly had giant motorbikes in the showroom. And then there was some vintage around the edges, and it was kind of a bit confused, and I wasn't really sure what it was trying to be. And since then, his wife and her 2 sisters, who live in different parts of Australia, have started filling it up more and more with vintage items, and it's really great. It was reasonably priced. There was a lot of range, a bit of everything. She's really lovely, bit of fashion as well. Yeah, so I highly recommend popping out there if you haven't been to see them. So I'll show you quickly what I got from there. The main thing I walked in the door was, and you've seen this on my story, is I got a lot of salad servers, mid-century salad servers. Now, while that might not be super exciting for you, it was very exciting for me because these are very hard to find. So I'll just quickly show you. I got 2 sets of these, exactly the same, beautiful long handles in really good condition. With everything that I buy that's got wood, I always treat the wood myself, so I will clean it. I'll give it a quick once over with some very fine steel wool, very fine steel wool is what I'm trying to say, and then some lovely furniture wax. And if it's something that needs to be eaten off, then it's suitable for that. So not the one that I put on here, obviously, but in other cases. There's also this set, which is a slightly different top and a slightly lighter wood, but they've all got the brass rivets, which are really nice. And then on top of that, I also managed to pick up this set. Now, these are from Denmark, and these are a little bit harder to find. I think it's called Meepal, yeah. And these, yeah, again, you would have seen knockoffs of these for a long, they've been around for a while, but these are the originals, and they're really, really lovely. So they're in my Etsy shop. What else did I get from there? Oh yeah, that's right. I got this. So I was just going to quickly do a little... So I picked this up because it's made in Denmark, and as you probably worked out, I've got a bit of a thing for the Scandinavian side of the world, and I'll explain why that is another day. This one is by Lars Seiberg, and she's so cute. Now, she has a bit of a secret, and Helen from Art by Anders, she didn't really know what it was, and so we were kind of trying to work out what her purpose was, because her head comes off and she has a hole there. She also has some holes in her head. So we were like, is she a vase? What the hell? She's obviously not any kind of, you know, she can't dispense anything because her head will pop right off. But then I realised she's probably missing a cork. So I found a little cork that fits, because of course I have corks around. And if you pop that on, basically you put pepper in here and salt in here, just pop her on your table and you're good to go. So I thought that was super cute. Really, really liked it. Look at the detail on the back, little folk detail. And the other thing you could do if you wanted is you could always fill her up with water and pop some stems in there and just sort of make her into a vase. I've got a few of these little sweet kind of enamel flowers. So yeah, isn't she cute? Yeah, I mean, obviously you could do something a little bit more exciting than that, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm very happy with her. She's not in my, she will be in my Etsy shop shortly. This little guy. So this is just a 90s kind of, I think they call them a tumble up. So it's for your bedside table for when you have guests or for yourself. You know, pop your water in there and off you go in the night if you feel like you need to do that. It's got some, they're like little clowns, I guess. Yeah, like, yeah, very, very cute. Very, very cute. So that. All right, next up I have a bit of a confession. I did a road trip and I didn't take you, and I'm really sorry. I went to Yass again, and this was a week and a bit ago on a Friday. It was heaving in Yass. It was so busy, so busy. Probably all Canberrans, but it was a really hot day as well. And I went with someone else, a friend of mine, and I just honestly didn't have the energy to do anything video-wise. So it was about 45 degrees in Ross's Relics in the back warehouse area. So that was a challenge. But I do love my up shopping, or shopping in general, so it wasn't so much of a challenge. But I did pick up some lovely things, so let me go through what I picked up from there that I think you might like. First up, I'm going to show you this little box. So absolutely super sweet. Has a small ding out of there, but you know, whatever. So I'm not sure where this is made. My son just came over and he thinks maybe it's from Japan. I thought maybe it was from a European country, because similar to the Polish folk art boxes that I do like to collect as well. But we're not sure. Anyway, it's gorgeous. Really, really, really sweet. I also got some brass napkin rings. Let me show you. Napkin rings, napkin holders. So this is the box. These are vintage Hong Kong. And there's 8, clearly. But they're really nice. Look at that little sweet floral design. Really heavy. So unfortunately not in time for Christmas. They would have been lovely on a Christmas table. But I'm sure they'll find a home. So they'll be in my Etsy shop as well. I also picked up this gorgeous copper hand-beaten sun hanging, wall hanging. It was pretty dirty when I picked it up, but it's made in Mexico, vintage. I think you can probably see on there. It's got a beautiful face. Yeah. Really nicely done. And then the back is just as pretty, in my opinion. So this is absolutely beautiful. This will be up in my Etsy shop as well. It's gorgeous. Yeah, and you just don't see things like this very often anymore. I absolutely don't, so I was very happy. But on the sun theme, I also picked up this, which you can probably see hiding in the background. So again, it's similar. It reminds me, again, of a Mexican artist. I do have a plate currently in my Etsy shop that I've had for a very, very long time. I did some research on it and found out that it was quite a renowned Mexican artist. So I'll put some details up here for you, and I'll show you the plate that I have. It's very, you know, it's not cheap. It's a valued piece, and there are almost none out there in the world that I could find to do a comparison. So I'm a little bit nervous about actually selling it, but I've had it for a while and it's probably time to move on to someone else. But this reminds me a little bit of the same kind of design. It does have a signature within the clay body here at the back. You can see that, but I can't make it out, and I couldn't find anything else about it online. So, but it's lovely. It's fantastic. It's got a really nice vibe. Look at that little happy face. So that's also going up. This one. Yeah, that's better. So you can see there. And these are quite a good size. So normally these cordial glasses from, you know, the 50s and 60s are about this big, and that's kind of impractical. So these are really good. These are a good size. So I've got 6 of those. They'll be going to the markets because I won't be risking postage on those ones, unfortunately. Okay, I think that's all from there. And then the last couple of things I wanted to show you were jewellery. Now, you probably saw this already. I did post a story about it, but I'm always excited when I find something that I haven't seen before. This is a beautiful necklace. It's made from bronze, and it's an artist called Ivan, E-I-V-I-N-D, Halstead. Now, she's from Norway, and she'd been making jewellery with her husband for a very long time. They have a farm in Norway, or they used to have a farm in Norway, and they produced jewellery and other things for about 50 years. Their children have since taken over the business, and they still operate that farm, and they still produce some jewellery. This has got a little signature on the back, just up here. It's a bit hard to see, but I knew as soon as I found it that it was something special. I've been having a really crap morning. Like, normally when I go op shopping, you know, I kind of have a routine, but I went to an op shop I normally go to, and they'd done a big full rearrange. They chucked out a lot of stock, so I was completely underwhelmed. And I was like, oh no, what kind of day am I going to have? This is like the last op shopping day I have before I go back to work, so I was very kind of thrown. But then just as I was going out the door, I always go and have a look at the jewellery, and I managed to see this, and I just knew it was something because it just feels beautiful. It's got a weight. The chain is original. So yeah, feel free to go and have a look at some of her other work. And then the other thing I got was when we were in Yass, I went to the op shops in the main street, and usually they're pretty picked through, especially when it was busy like it was on the Friday. But I was lucky, and I managed to just find another little gem at the front counter. They had like a little dish full of brooches, and they were a couple of dollars each. And I spotted this guy. Now, anybody with the brain in their head can see that that's a quality piece. And I did a bit of research, and I found out that it is sterling silver. It's made by John Atkins and Sons in 1918. It's English. It has blue enamel, 2 sweet little eyes, and there is a section in the middle here which is quite tricky to focus on. I will put another photo up on the side here of what it should look like. It's missing a gemstone. So in the photo that I found, it has a little sapphire, like a faceted, tiny little faceted flat-backed sapphire in that area. So I'm going to try and get a replacement for it and see if I can get it fixed. And then I'll be putting it up for sale because it's so pretty. Oh, it's pretty. And it's in really good condition. God, I'm lucky sometimes. I really am. And there's not any loss on the enamel that I can see, which is incredible if you think about it. So yeah, so that's everything. That is my wrap. So we've had a few different places. So we did auctions, we did a vintage shop that we haven't been to, op shops as per usual, and then out to Yass. So I did buy more than what I'm showing you clearly, because that's the way I roll, and I am kind of trying to stockpile a bit more stock, because I have committed or on the verge of committing to regular market stalls out at the old bus depot markets. So if you are visiting Canberra and you're not, you wanted to sort of pop in and see me, I would love to see you. Come in and say hi and grab yourself something amazing. And I'm always up for a quick negotiation if you buy a few things, because the name of the game is just to keep things moving. And as you already know, I love the hunt. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But I will make a proper announcement about that when it gets a little bit closer. I'm also going to be doing a few things differently this year, because last year was a bit more of a test to see whether I could regularly, get stock, source things, sell at the markets and sell on Etsy. And that's all going extremely well for me, and I'm very, very happy. So I'm going to be building on that this year, because ultimately I would like to go part-time in my day job and do this on the side, and then who knows what will happen from that. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, and they would love to make their side hustle become a little bit more. So I'm just like that. I'm just like everybody else. And hopefully I can just continue building on what I have and just get to a point where I'm really happy. I'm also going to be posting to YouTube. I've done 2 posts to YouTube, which have been extremely average, but I'm working on that. This one will be going to YouTube, because obviously I want people to be able to see what I'm doing. Also, I know you're all busy. I know you don't want to hear me rattle on. I want, you want to be able to skip, because I do the same thing. So I want to do that for you, give you some flexibility, but I also want to keep sharing the things that I have with you, and that is an easier format to do that in. So yeah, that's it for now. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great week next week, and I'll be back in touch soon. Should be posting by February, when February rocks around. I'm planning to post twice a week to do these kinds of haul updates for everybody. If I get my nerve up, I might do a few videos in stores, but we'll see. No promises. Maybe if I have a disguise. Not that anyone knows me anyway. But anyway, have a great week. Lovely to see you as always, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.